Being here today. For the second year in a row, Memorial Day looks a little different than in years past. As Mayor Doherty said, we're still not allowed on the green. There won't be a parade as we usually have with our Little Leaguers. And for too long, our various types of gatherings have been replaced by video chats and other marvels of human technology. Thankfully, some semblance of life as we used to know it is returning. This summer, we're all surely looking forward to reconnecting with friends and family that we have not seen in a long time. Although today's ceremony is still not what it has been in the past, it is still a step in the right direction, with all of us able to gather here today, without masks if we choose, to honor this somber day and remember those that have given their lives so the rest of us can live in this greatest country the world has ever known. Still, the memories and emotions that this day brings are always the same. For countless families across the nation, Memorial Day is a stark and often painful reminder of those who were never afforded the opportunity to be honored as veterans for their service to our country. Their sacrifice is a true expression of selfless service. Whether they volunteered at a time of war or served during peacetime, they represent the best America has to offer, and we feel their loss. As I was preparing my remarks over the past few days, I had trouble putting words on the paper that I felt were not simply similar words to what others had said before me. And then just last night, there was a special segment on the news that spoke of the growing civilian-military divide, and it stated several startling facts. So I discarded my speech, and I got on the internet to get some more information. I found out that since 9/11, only 1% of eligible Americans have served in the United States military. That's the smallest percentage in our history, and it's contributed to an unprecedented divide between civilians and military members, veterans, and their families. Americans are less personally connected to military service than ever before. Currently, approximately 2.1 million Americans serve in our all-volunteer military force, which is only in about 0.6% of the U.S. population, as compared to more than 12% of the population that served during World War II. According to the Department of Defense, the number of young adults with parents who have served in the military has dropped from 40% in 1995 to less than 15% today. This will be the 20th year that we've been at war, longer than any American conflict that came before. About 2.7 million Americans have served in Iraq and Afghanistan over those 20 years, and over half of them deployed more than once. For me, hearing all these numbers brought a greater understanding as to why we have had some soldiers deploy 3 or 4 times during this long war. I also found out that it's not only an experience gap between veterans and civilians. Since 9/11, it is acknowledged that there is a widening gap of understanding between the 2.1 million Americans who serve in our all-volunteer military force and the rest of the U.S. population. While our nation's longest war continues and hundreds of thousands of service members still continue to deploy each year, a majority of military families feel increasingly disconnected from their civilian counterparts. There's also very little overlap between their social circles, which includes another startling fact that 42% of those who join the military come from just 6 states. So it is really a tiny percentage of civilians these days who can say that they have a friend who has served. This growing divide is one reason we need to keep the shared tradition we have with our neighboring Morristown to have our Little League players, boys and girls ages 10 to 13, gather with us here at Morris Township Municipal Building, and then march as a group to the Morristown Green. For many of those young kids, it is their first encounter with honoring our veterans and our fallen soldiers, and it is something that I hope makes an impression upon them. I very much miss that parade of our little kids, and it is something we need to ensure that it continues into the future. In conclusion, we're here today to honor the sacrifices made by the 1 million heroes who died while defending this country since the American Revolution. We all understand the harsh reality of war, and military service in general is that everyone will not make it home. It's up to us to not only honor their service and memory, but also to ensure their families and survivors are cared for. While we are here for this one somber day to honor the memory of all of the heroes no longer with us, we should strive each and every day to live up to the example set by these selfless patriots. Thank you so much for being here with us today.